The little kitten, only a few months old, was sitting on the village road, black from head to foot, with barely visible white spots. He was looking at people passing by, trying to run after them, with his not yet strong paws, but whoever he was following, they noticed him and drove him away, letting him know they did need him. The kitten tried to understand why they were treating him like that. He hadn't done anything wrong to anybody. The rays of the spring sun warmed him, so the kitten would periodically fall asleep and see the house where he had lived so long ago, but at some point, he was thrown out as an unwanted thing. All those people who passed by didn't understand what the kitten was really feeling, and he was just crying, even though it wasn't visible. The little ball of happiness, he wanted to go home and to be cared for and loved there. But everyone has his own reasons for not seeing him. Some didn't want to take responsibility, and some didn't like animals at all. As evening came on, the sun stopped warming, and the cold air, which was rapidly cooling off, made the kitten begin to shake. Somewhere in the distance came the barking of dogs and began to approach. Soon the dogs themselves appeared on the horizon, scaring him with their fangs, but the kitten didn't realize that if they spotted him, his life would immediately be cut short. He thought they would warm him up, feed him, so he staggered toward imminent death, and when he was near, someone's hands picked him up. The kitten's eyes went to the girl whose arms were warming him in their arms. He was grateful and purred softly, trying to get close to the girl's face to lick it in gratitude. After a while, the house appeared before the kitten's eyes, and the girl entered, letting go of the warmed, but still shaking kitten, and poured him warm milk. Because of hunger, he drank it all, after which his stomach swelled up as if he had swallowed a balloon. That same day he was introduced to another tenant, namely to the adult cat Vasya, who kept snorting at the defenseless kitten, and did not want to get acquainted. Vaska didn't accept him and avoided him, sometimes slapping him, but it did not frighten the kitten, who was given a name Chernish. He was glad to have a roof over his head, and constantly poured milk in his bowl. It took about 3 months, Chernish grew up, and Vaska, who at first was wary of his new neighbor, began to like him as his own son. Vasya constantly washed the scruffy kitten, who once again got dirty playing in the ground. At night, when it got cooler, he warmed Chernish so that he did not get sick, and so began their friendship, which ended with the advent of autumn. Nothing foretold trouble until an elderly woman appeared on the horizon, whose hand appeared from behind the fence, opening the swivel of the gate. At that moment, Vasya and Chernish were sitting on the porch of the house, warming themselves with the last warm days. The woman, due to her old age or health problems, always walked with a whole horde of dogs, which, judging by the visible ribs, she did not feed well. This time, too, the dogs surrounded her, but the kitten did not pay much attention to it, because he felt safe in the fence that had become his home. As soon as the old woman entered the house, the dogs appeared on the horizon, running into the unclosed gate. It was a miracle that grown-up Vasya, who suspected something wrong, jumped on the roof, but the weak kitten was left alone against several angry dogs. A moment that the kitten did not have time to foresee, and the dogs jumped at him from all sides. Because of the noise, the owner of the house ran out, but nothing could be done. The black-haired kitten lay on the wet ground after the rain, looked at her, took a few deep breaths, and his eyes closed. From the wounds he received, he died on the spot, never having known a long life, but if it were not for this weak-willed woman, who should have been in the hospital long ago, he would have continued his life in a loving family, with his friend Vasco. In memory of the kitten we had found in the street and love him dearly, and I only wish that woman had been put in an institution as soon as possible, because next time her dogs would attack the child. Unfortunately, the local government of the village is turning a blind eye, as well as my son-in-law, who is the mother of the woman. Such ill people should not be in society. Thank you all for watching to the end. Such an unpleasant, sad thing happened today. Because of the attachment to the kitten, I feel like crap, plus I'm a very emotional person, so it will be a long time before I can forget what happened. I was supposed to write a story today, but I just can't think of anything.